was done. Bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free. It's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Agenda will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.
I know I make a cute kid, don't I? Oh, too much fun. Sorry. I was having a blast. Oh, good. Good to see you guys. I always wanted to see Australia, but now I'm kind of leaving America. Well, good to see all you guys. Well, and it may be a little bit funky for me tonight. I'm sorry. I was having a little bit too much fun. Oh, yes. I do like that. I do like it. Here, I got a better one. Here, how about this? How about this one? Oh, man, why are they picking on an old man like me? Oh, what blast. The blast. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so they've named her Legally Lips. I told you tonight was going to be a good one over on Megan and Tugs. Nobody believed me, though. Nobody believed me. So, how's it going? Good to see you. I think you guys would get a kick out of that. Hey, I got another one here. You want to see? You want to see what I look like bald? Here we go. There we go. Grown top. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, too much fun. Oh, this is awesome. Ah, yes. Oh, but you gotta have a little bit of fun. Might as well enjoy it. Yeah, Legally Lips is actually a good name. I was calling her Legally Liable. We see how liable she actually is. And of course, we have this document because she filed this with the Ninth Circuit Court of Orange County, Florida, against Jeremy Hales, Elephant Shoot LLC, John Doe, Ray Hip, okay, Okay, you're special kind of artard. I thought I was the only one wearing hockey gear, but wasn't on the team. And of course, here she comes, Leslie Ferderigos. I don't know. A pro se retired attorney. Pro se retired attorney. Well, yeah. I mean, why don't you put in there permanently retired? Because that would be the correct terminology. You're permanently retired, which means you're not allowed to practice law in the state of Florida ever again. Ever. No, there's no coming out of permanent retirement. Well, why? Why, you ask, did she become permanently retired? Well, it goes back to this right here. It was a report of referee accepting consent judgment pursuant to all of these rules right here, Florida rules. The respondent waived a finding of probable cause by the grievance committee. All the aforementioned pleadings, responses, exhibits, receiving evidence, report constitute the record of case forward to the Supreme Court of Florida. The respondent is at all times mentioned during this investigation was a member of the Florida Bar. Well, what was it? The respondent made unprofessional remarks, disparaging statements about opposing counsel, trial judges, and letters, emails, court pleadings, represented the plaintiff in this case right here in the circuit court of the 17th Circuit of Florida before Circuit Judge Carlos Rodriguez. The hearing was held. The motion to dismiss and motions for sanctions. Emailed a respondent. Ordered granted. Motion to dismiss was entered. The respondent filed multiple motions, sent emails. Well, this is another date. So on August 6th and August 7th, multiple motions, sent emails. Opposing counsel, court accusing opposing counsel of submitting a fraudulent order. Respondent filed amended motion at the hearing where she was removed as accusatory statements over August 7th, 2020 motion for rehearing. In a response to the bar, respondent stated that she initially believed opposing counsel fraudulently submitted an order that differed from the original one originally presented to her. However, the respondent later realized that Judge Rodriguez had drafted the order that was entered. Well, during the rehearing was held. Prior to that hearing, the respondent called and apologized to opposing counsel for accusing him of submitting a fraudulent order. Well, Florida Bar, another one, March 29th, posted a video to her YouTube channel titled "In Reply of Guardianship of John Doe." In the video clip, respondent discussed the guardianship matter that she described as another heavy litigated case of mine. The detailed facts related to the parties and legal issues, complainant and attorney who represented the temporary guardian in the case similar to the one described by a respondent, filed a bar grievance alleging that the respondent was discussing the confidential guardianship proceedings. And in addition, the complainant alleged that some of the details provided in the video were false or exaggerations of the truth. Go figure. Recommendations as to guilt. I recommend the respondent be found guilty of violating the following rules of the Florida Bar. I also recommend that respondent be found guilty of violating the following rules of the bar. More following rules: deceptive, inherently misleading advertisement, misconduct. Standards for imposing sanctions. I consider the following standards prior to recommending discipline: false statements, fraud, misrepresentation. Public reprimand is appropriate when a lawyer is negligent either in determining whether statements or documents are false or in taking remedial action when material information is being withheld. Violation of other duties owned as a professional. Aggravating factors, multiple offenses. Mitigating factors, absence of a prior disciplinary record, personal or emotional problems, full of free disclosure to the bar, cooperative attitude towards the proceedings, inexperience in the practice of law. Respondents was admitted only in 2017. physical or mental disability, impairment, or substance-related disorder. And, remorse. So she feels bad for all the bullshit that she did. I consider the following case law prior to recommending discipline. The court suspended for 15 days and required her to attend, and this is somebody else that they recommended. Another one, the court approved uncontested referee's report, publicly recommended on 3 separate occasions in court. It was inappropriate, disrespectful, and another one. And these were what the recommendations were for this particular person. A respondent will participate actively in the program offered by the Florida Lawyers Assistance by signing a rehabilitation contract within 30 days of the order of the Supreme Court of Florida and return a rehabilitation contract. Respondent will pay registration fee of $250 and probation monitoring fee of $100 per month during the period of probation. Florida Bar will monitor respondent's compliance with their rehabilitation contract. Personal history. Age 44 years old. Was admitted to the bar in 2017. Prior discipline none. Statement of cost. $1,710. Recommended that such cost be charged to the respondent injured. And this is all from the referee of the state of Florida. This is what they made for the recommendations. And instead of doing that, she retired permanently. And the way that works in the state of Florida is whenever you retire permanently, you are not allowed to practice law at all. At all. None. No more. No legal advice. Nothing. Because if you're found that you're practicing law outside of that, you will be disbarred. Pretty straightforward, right? Hey, Welsh, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm not good with snakes and spiders and bears. And keep an eye out for what spiders and snakes like to sneak up on you and don't work with you. I don't want to see Australia as bad as I thought I did. That's about right. So, is she disbarred? No, but it looks like that she turned over her resignation to avoid the disbarment because it was coming. That's the way that it appears, the way that the court has written this. The way that she filed appears that she's disbarred. But it goes on here. This is an action for defamation related claims arising from a series of false, malicious, highly public statements made against plaintiff by defendants to an audience of over 750 individuals. It seems to me like she's only targeting one person. Just one. Who would that be? Who would it be that she's targeting? It's definitely not who she says she's targeting, because I don't think does Ray Hip have 750,000 subs? Due to the egregious nature of these attacks and ongoing threats to plaintiff safety, I don't care what she does. I would say leave her alone. If anybody asks me, why would you want to harass somebody like this? I'm going to mock you endlessly. Various courts have previously granted injunctions against defendant. No. For what harassment is he doing? I don't think he's harassing you. I think that you're harassing him and multiple other people on top of that. It seems to me that you're the harasser in this case. I mean, you sent out a letter, 2 days ago? It's the face group she's talking about, the one. I don't know. I don't know what face group she's talking about, because if you go to the Hales Facebook group, I don't believe they even talk about it. Of course, I hardly hear it on there, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't respond to any of that stuff. I just look at it and laugh and make a mockery of it all, because that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, I guess her problem is that people don't like, pointing out obvious facts. Like it looks like she's, injected herself more Botox than, a cow can handle. And, I don't know why she's wearing a wig. What's going on with that? There's fake hills. Oh, who made that fake Facebook group though? That would be the question. Maybe she should just go after Facebook. That I think she would have a better chance. I mean, I would think you would want to go after the people that are harassing you. It's a platform. You can't handle being a platform, but don't interject yourself into things you don't know anything about. Including but not limited to the kind of conduct issued in this case. But there is no case. Just because your feelings are hurt, there's no case. Despite these injunctions, defendant Hales continued his campaign of harassment. What is she talking about? Because Jeremy does what Jeremy does. If you want to interject yourself into something, then you become part of it. Don't interject into it, and you'll become part of it. See, this is why I don't interject myself. I just talk about crap, and hopefully you guys find it entertaining. I don't think she finds much entertaining. Despite these injunctions, Hales has continued his campaign of harassment, routinely disregarding court orders, persisting in his public attacks on plaintiff. What is she talking about? I don't think Jeremy's talked about her. His willful noncompliance with these injunctions only amplified the harm to plaintiff, demonstrating the necessity for extraordinary protective measures in this matter. The nature of the defamatory statements issued is that any further public disclosure of allegations, proceedings, or evidence in this matter will likely exasperate the harm to plaintiff's reputation, professional standing. But you don't have any professional standing, right? I mean, you're not an attorney. You're permanently retired. What injunctions are you talking about? There hasn't been any. I know that's what I'm trying to figure out here too, because I mean this is what she filed. I mean, page 2. So what she filed was to seal the case to maintain confidentiality. So that's what she wants. She wants to remain confidential. She doesn't want people talking about this. Well, the relief sought hearing is narrowly tailored to protect plaintiff's right to avoid further harm while balancing public interest. What? So only you can talk about it? Wherefore, plaintiff respects that this court enter an order sealing the entire court file of its action, including all pleadings, motions, exhibits, discovered, transcripts, directing that all future proceedings, filings in this case be conducted under seal and maintained as confidential. That's not how it works. You're lost. Who is this woman? She's as lost as you are. She's a random person that has decided to sue Hales. That's who this is. Just another random that sees a payday and wants to sue Hales. Cost more money. Prolong all the court hearings. Who is this person? It's Legally Lips. That's who it is. That's really who it is. She's nobody. Another random nobody that has gone after Jeremy Hales. So this was what was filed. And I'll pull it up here. So this is what was filed. So this is what was filed in the case. Just today, complaint, demand for jury trial. Well, Leslie Ferderigos, by and through undersigned counsel, alleges as follows for a complaint against defendants, revenue or venue and jurisdiction. Well, this action for damages excessive, $75,000. Exclusive. of interest, costs, and attorney's fees within the jurisdiction of the Ninth Judicial Circuit in Orange County, Florida. Venue is proper to Orange County, Florida. Parties. Well, this plaintiff is an individual. Well, they're living somewhere in Orange County. It's not a reporter. Nor did she ever seek to gain significant following on YouTube. Her YouTube channel, with only 7 followers, really, was used to post interviews at request of acquaintances. I did nothing. Don't bother me. Leave me alone. Earns a living by assisting her husband. Oh, in his law firm. Oh, really? Well, it's good to be an assistant. I hope you're not giving any legal advice, because that would be against the law. Consulting with a Florida attorneys. Well, Jeremy Hales, he believes he resides. I don't know for sure. I just think he resides somewhere. He owns and operates a YouTube channel. Owns and operates. Ooh, he must be talented. Where he regularly reports on lawsuits he files against various individuals. Regular reports on, huh? Now, I'm no brain surgeon here, but I'm pretty sure that Jeremy Hales runs multiple businesses. Hey, good to see you. How would she even have damages? How the F does she get to 75K? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you get your ass on YouTube and you start talking smack, okay, you start going after people and you start attacking people, not doing your research, not checking on things, not looking into things, and then just start talking, that's all you're doing is talking. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're talking. You're on YouTube talking about things. You have to provide some sort of damages here. But I guess she has documents disputes he initiates with neighbors. Well, he's in the middle of a lawsuit right now, and he can talk about that lawsuit as much as he wants to. And some of the things he talks about might be used against him in court. Does it mean that he is like giving everything to you? Probably not. It sounds to me like this is just revenge to make things last a little bit longer, to interject themselves into a case. That's what it appears to me. Most of this just come from Megan and Tug. Well, welcome. No, Megan and Tug, they're pretty spot on. I did not know about this until probably a few hours ago, and I was like, it is time to open up and talk about what I've got to say. Well, Hale's audience is primarily rural, with additional international reach. Rural. What is that supposed to mean, rural? Are they saying only us country folk listen to Jeremy Hales? I don't think that's true. I think that would be a falsity. Well, that isn't a fact then. So whenever you're responding to this, it would be like, well, you've got too much information in one paragraph. So if you're filing a response to this, you would say, well, part of this is true, but most of it is not. So you could say, I agree to part, disagree to part, because, well, I don't think just, us regular everyday folks are the only ones that listen to Jeremy Hales. And I don't think we're the primary ones. Could be, maybe. Well, his content has led to injunctions. Injunctions? His content? If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this. Oh, are you saying the trailer trash? I don't know about that. I don't know about them being trailer trash. I mean, they it's not like they live in a trailer. They've got like some really, cool place that they live, right? That all you guys are buying. That's what I thought. I could be wrong on that. Oh, his content has led to injunctions for protection by various targeted third parties in which Hales and George are publicly mock unpublished videos. Yes. Yeah. You should be mocked endlessly. Anytime that you want to go after somebody, you should be mocked endlessly. Defendant George is also known as George. Is an individual, lives in Summit County. She's a collaborator. Ooh, big word. An associate of Jeremy Hales, regularly appears on Hales' YouTube channel and related social media platforms. Oh, well, maybe because they're doing a show called What the Hales. Ooh, I guess, they have some talent that you don't have. Is engaged in coordinated online harassment. I don't think so. I would disagree with that. Oh, well, defendant Elephant Shoes is business. The defendant, Jeremy Hale, owns that. Operates. If you're going to write a legal brief, you might want to write it properly. He actually holds that business as a business. And it's not, she must not know how YouTube works. She should stop listening to Bubbles. Oh yeah, more garbage on or about, disturbing post. Ooh, on Facebook. Oh, isn't that amazing on Facebook? Oh, you read something on Facebook. Here's the beauty of Facebook and all that online stuff. If you don't like it, turn it off. It's really, really simple. It's hard for people to understand this, but all you have to do is if you see something you don't like, you go, not interested, don't care. The acquaintance subsequently requests plaintiff to interview with what? The acquaintance? What? Notify the acquaintance. Plaintiff observed a post regarding a mutual acquaintance. Mutual acquaintance? Well, that doesn't mean anything. A mutual acquaintance, that could be a dog, for all I know. So I'm going to assume that she's talking about a dog. So out of concern, she notified the acquaintance. The dog subsequently requested plaintiff to interview him regarding lawsuits filed by defendant Hales. Plaintiff agreed to maintain neutrality, posing questions to her acquaintance, the reporter, or the dog. Her acquaintance is a dog. It's not a reporter. It's a dog. It's a cute little puppy dog. It wags its little tail and suckles on the teat of its mother. At the request of this acquaintance, plaintiff also attempted to contact a reporter who had reported favorably on Hales seeking balance. Really? Plaintiff emailed the reporter to schedule an interview, but received no response. Wow, why would anybody do such a thing? Why would you reach out to somebody and they say, I don't know who you are. Why would I want to talk to you? It's a novel idea, but they disregarded you because they found you to be pointless and irrelevant. So hooray for them. The plaintiff was directed to a Facebook group, entitled What the Hales, which isn't Jeremy Hales' Facebook group at all. Not until I see the proof. I don't believe she ever tried to contact Megan. Well, if she did, it doesn't matter. If that's who she supposedly tried to contact, why would she even respond to her? I mean, that would make no sense. Why would you respond to just some random person emailing you? Do you realize how many emails I get from random people every day? It's in the hundreds. Just saying. And I don't mind, responding to certain people, but most of the time, I don't have time to respond to every email that I get. She sent a cease and desist. Plaintiff was directed to a Facebook group. False and defamatory statements were published about really that she was knocked up by her acquaintance. Was she? Who would post that? That she was an idiot. Now that's true. You know, I'm sure that somebody posted that she was an idiot. I wouldn't put it past them. You know, because, you know, whenever you act like an idiot, people tend to call you an idiot. I get called that on a daily basis, but, you know, at least I know that I'm an idiot. And I don't try to pretend that I'm not. And that she was a disbarred attorney. Well, you're no longer barred in the state of Florida. So I guess it would sort of be technically disbarred, but, you know, disbarment comes with like penalty. And I mean, you didn't get the penalty, you sort of forego all the penalties and took like a retirement permanently, which means that you can't practice in the state of Florida ever again. Hey, Patrick W., good to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I would give you some sounds, but I don't have my soundboard today. Thank you very much, Patrick W. Didn't she sue her husband? Yeah. Multiple ways. And let's say told her, bite me. That's right. That's just from hot girls looking for love type emails. That's true. And she signs a SCOTUM that retired. No, she's permanently retired. So permanently retired, she can't practice in the state of Florida anymore at all. And if she does, she can be disbarred for practicing or giving legal advice. Yeah, she might not want to do that. All those things right there will get her disbarred. All it takes is for the Florida State Bar to look at her and see that she's giving legal advice of any sort. And they can bring up charges against her. All they have to do is have proof that she's practicing as an attorney, as being permanently retired, and she would be disbarred. Now, look up the state laws that they're very strict on that. No practicing law at all. No legal advice, no counseling, none of it. She can't do it because she can be permanently disbarred if there's any proof found that she does. That would make somebody an idiot if they did. I mean, just saying. Plaintiff also witnessed defendants in the lawsuit filed by Hales. What defendants? Defendants. But wait a second. She's suing them, so they would be defendants. So witness defendants filed by Hales. Her wording is very, very screwy. No wonder she like quit practicing law, because she sucks at it. And posts intended to harm their reputations, accusing them of being criminals, mocking their appearance, and making anti-Semitic remarks. Where? When? How? What anti-Semitic remarks? I mean, are you saying that the defendant, you were making disparaging remarks against the defendants? That's what it is. So she's saying that she has made disparaging anti-Semitic remarks about the defendants. If I'm reading this correctly, that's how it's worded, right? I'm pretty sure I'm right in this. So she's saying that defendants in the lawsuit, you know, she's saying that they're the ones because they're the defendants. So the plaintiff was provided with voluminous video footage. Really? Why were you provided with voluminous? I mean, I understand that the injections take a lot and, you know, really can cause some adverse effects, but I did not realize stupidity was one of them. But hey, so in this little thing in which Hale stated that he was not filing lawsuits for justice. Well, what are you talking about?
That's not what he said at all. Maybe you go back to your voluminous like things and find out that he was actually talking about somebody else. Is that whenever people in general, like you being a person, idiot, or person, or a personable idiot, I don't know, a useful idiot, maybe a useful idiot is a proper terminology. You being the useful idiot that you are, if you would have read what was actually being said, not off of a transcript of somebody repeating shit, but gone back to the video, gone watch the video. He's talking about the reason people get into lawsuits is not necessarily to win, but to get you to stop doing something. And if you don't stop doing what is wrong, that they would continue until you're ruined financially. If you're ruined financially as a consequence of you not being able to shut your cake hole, then there you go. That's part of what a lawsuit is. And what are you doing? You're doing a lawsuit. Why? To ruin someone financially, to prolong things, to insert yourself. You're sort of like a dirty vibrator that you just can't get out of your mind. You don't want to insert it in there, but no, you inserted yourself in there. Additionally, plaintiffs saw defendants Hales' YouTube channel. Well, stop watching. It's as simple as that. If you don't like what they're doing, then don't watch. Then you can't notice any of this stuff. It just goes by you, making her confused on her wording also. Well, it's because their lips just keep slapping around like a couple of loose flappy things. It's like, there's porn stars that go and get surgery to get that removed because they're all loose and flapping. They look like a couple of dirty dish rags that's just been dragging on the ground. They get a surgery. I don't remember what it's called. It's like a liposectomy or something like that, where they just trim them all up. Plaintiff was subsequently invited by YouTubers who were also named as defendants in a lawsuit to participate in their shows. Their shows now. Oh, I got you. Plaintiff conducted another interview in which these defendants named in these lawsuits appeared notifying the plaintiff they were attacked. So attacked. I don't get it. They were so attacked. Appeared notifying the plaintiff that they were being attacked by the defendant Hales, causing them harm and neither voice their side was going on. Following plaintiff participation in these interviews, the Facebook group What the Hales resumed publishing false written statements. But that's not his Facebook group. You have to understand that. So you've got this other group that's filing things that are false. So why don't you contact Facebook? Complain to them. Hey, Spawn Trooper. Hey, just Dawn. Good to see you, my sweetheart. On May 18th, 2025. Well, defendant Ray Hip, he shoots from the hip. He gets it all over your face and he don't miss. Hosted a YouTube live broadcast in which he mocked the plaintiff's appearance and falsely stated that she retired to avoid disbarment. Okay, what's your point? Because I have a document here that says that respondent shall be deemed delinquent and ineligible to practice law, which means that you'd be disbarred, right? Isn't that what that means? But instead of you getting disbarred, you decided to say, no, sorry, I'm going to retire permanently. And that's what you did. You retired permanently. It just may appear that way that you avoided it by disbarring yourself by saying, I'm just going to retire. No court will allow this legally. Well, keep this in mind. Okay, that whenever the court sees this, there's a big possibility that they look at it And she also has a reputation for filing things frivolously. Yeah, I do research. That she files things frivolously, and the court has been known to throw her cases out or actually vet them to see if they're frivolous. So she can file 100,000 lawsuits, but they can throw each and every single one of them out if they believe that she's filing things frivolously. That's how it works. She's got a little name right there, a little check mark, and they look at it. The Supreme Court, all the courts look at it. They go, this is frivolous. So no, we're not going to accept your filing. She don't like the channel, go somewhere else. It's pretty easy. I mean, she can't help it. She's so angry. She's so angry. Including that she only retired to avoid disbarment. Well, during this broadcast, defendant Hip participated and discussed plaintiff repeating those defamatory statements. There's nothing defamatory about someone's opinion, sweet cheeks. My opinion is you're a complete idiot, and it looks like maybe the Botox got to the brain. That's my opinion. I don't know that it's a fact, but, that's what it looks like to me. Immediately following the live broadcast, plaintiff emailed defendants a cease and desist letter. No, you didn't. I've seen that you're cease and desist. That would be something that your husband, the ambulance chaser, filed, right? Because us hicks, that live in the rural area, we just noticed that, maybe whenever you do a little research, your husband is he still your husband? I mean, wait, is he still your husband, or did the divorce go through? How's that name change going? Oh, wait. So what was it? Was it domestic abuse with children? Is that what it was? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So you're sure that you're still working for that same guy that you accused of abusing you? Or did the divorce go through and you say, nah, it's just my mistake? But you're still trying to change it. I'm confused at where you stand with your husband. I mean, is it that, you're divorcing him, or he's divorcing you? There's abuse, or there's not abuse? I mean, I'm confused. I mean, I'm as confused as what is his name? Hip Swinger 44. Wait a second. I think I saw you on OnlyFans, didn't I? I know I saw you somewhere. That you can't miss those lips. Cause of action, count 1, defamation. Plaintiff incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs. Plaintiff, including but not limited, was disbarred or retired to avoid disbarment. Oh, well. So where's the defamation? I just want to know, is that really defamation if that's someone's opinion that they think that you decided to hide? Maybe according to that there document that says respondent shall be deemed delinquent and ineligible to practice law. It looks like you're getting disbarred according to your legal documents. It looks like you're avoiding it by permanently retiring. And they just said, yeah, we'll accept your permanent retirement because we don't want you in our law practices anymore because you are a disgrace to all attorneys. Maybe that's what it was. These statements were published to third parties. No, they weren't. They were published all over the internet by like the judicial system. So it isn't really third parties. It's, it's out there for public record. So that way people can see the kind of person that they're dealing with. And then once they see the kind of person that you are, they go, maybe I want to avoid the person like, a bad case of herpes. I don't know. Maybe. The statements were false. Plaintiff has never been disbarred. Really? but you did have legal punishment against you. It was a recommendation. Well, let me see. What was the recommendation? Judgment shall be satisfied. Respondent shall be deemed delinquent and ineligible to practice law. That means that you would be disbarred. Yeah. They're not actual malice, because malice would mean that they're intentionally trying to harm you, but nobody's trying to harm you. They're just pointing out observations. Do you know what an observation is? My observation is you are an idiot with reckless disregard for the truth. No, it's not reckless. I mean, we just think you're pretty damn funny looking. I mean, it's if I had car tires like your lips, I could ride forever. As a direct and proximate result, the effects of action suffered damages. Damages? No, the harm to your reputation happened whenever. Let's see, what was it? What was it that you did here? Let's see. Let's see. What was it? As recommendations to disciplinary manners. Well, let's see. What exactly did she do? Well, let's see. False statements, fraud, misrepresentation, public recommend is inappropriate, violations to other duties owned as a professional. So how is that your reputation? I think you harmed your own reputation, sweet cheeks. Or should I say sucker lips? Like, I mean, you could stick those on a window and like squeak them around, and they wouldn't move. They would look like a sucker fish got stuck to the window, like a leech or something. Defamation per se. Defamation per se. Well, what would it be? A criminal offense amounting to a felony. Venereal load. What? A criminal offense amounting to a felony of presenting the existing venereal or other disease. Are you saying you're a disease, a venereal disease? I don't think so. Conduct characteristics or condition incompatible with proper exercise of lawful business, trade, profession, or orifice, or serious sexual misconduct. Well, why don't you talk to Paint Chips about their misconduct that you were just happy to show multiple times? Sexual misconduct, I'm just saying. So, what is your business? What is your trade? What is your profession or orifice? I don't know. Well, defendants individually or in concert published false or unprivileged statements of fact about plaintiff to third parties. What third parties? Now, say, I'm reading your own words. Say there, sweetheart. I'm reading your own words, and it's not my fault if you can't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, because sometimes I don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. She engaged in improper conduct with an acquaintance. Did she? Why would she do that? She engaged in other statements impugning plaintiffs in integrity. I was going to say ingenuity, but your ingenuity is not very great in fitness. Lips is a Muppet. Bronson, I love that. I love that. It's an awesome picture. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Fitness to practice her profession. Well, I hear OnlyFans is hiring, and well, her fitness for OnlyFans can only be described by a wig. These statements were published to a wide audience, not as wide as OnlyFans, social media platforms, and What the Hell's Facebook group. Well, you take it up with the What the Hell's Facebook group. I don't see you suing them. The statements made to defendants constitute defamation per se because they impute and plaintiff's conduct or characteristics incompatible with proper exercise. Well, if you want proper exercise. What you do is you get yourself a little bit of sunlight. You go out, you lift a little bit of weights, get yourself a couple of protein shakes, maybe get some really good exercise. Do what I did all week long, work on a house. It's really awesome because then, you get like these little things. They're called muscles. You want to see some muscles? I got some muscles. You want to see muscles? I have muscles for you. Here, I got some muscles. How about this?
My muscles are getting bigger. Oh, yes, the muscles. The muscles are getting big from the pump.
Get some muscles. The statements were false. Plaintiff has never been disbarred, nor did she retire to avoid disbarment. Well, okay. But I could show documentation that makes it look like you may be dead. That would really suck to be you. Well, defendants made these statements with actual malice, or at a minimum with reckless disregard for the truth or falsity. No, we're just looking at what you filed and what the referee filed, what the superior court filed, all the dumb things you did. As a direct and proximate result, defendant's defamatory statements, plaintiff has suffered presumed. Well, no, it's not presumed. It would be actual damages, but you don't have much of a reputation. I mean, just saying, if you had some sort of reputation, maybe I could see that, but what's your reputation? We don't know about your community. I don't know about where you live. I don't care where you live. I mean, does everybody think that you're a 2-bit whore? I mean, if you're not, then how is that defamatory? I don't think you are. Wherefore, plaintiff demands judgment against defendants for compensatory and punitive damages. Damages, huh? Intentional infliction of emotional distress. I'm so distressed. Well, I don't think if you're feeling publicly shamed, maybe don't be out there publicly, because see, now you're a public figure because you got like a YouTube channel, and if people are mocking you on your YouTube channel and they're saying you look funny, you look silly, you look like I could just take your lips and go with them. Just smack them around, sort of make them bounce around. If it looks like you had more plastic surgery than a Barbie doll, just saying, that's not my fault. If you feel shameful of that, then maybe stop doing things such as that. It's a novel idea. Just saying. The conduct described here was so outrageous in character and so extreme in degree as to go beyond all possible bounds of decency. Oh, sweetheart, you haven't seen indecency. But there's things we can't say on YouTube because it would be really indecent. Now, if you've got anxiety, humiliation, you might want to pick a different crowd of people to hang around with. Well, stop looking at dirty pictures of yourself and you won't feel humiliated. It's okay. It's okay if you don't like the way you look, just don't look at pictures of yourself. Stop looking at a mirror. Just put the mirror down. Say, I know that I'm not pretty. I'm so pretty. Oh, so pretty. She was discarded or disjointed, something like that. As a direct and proximate result, defendant's conduct, plaintiff has suffered severe emotional distress, but not limited to anxiety, humiliation, loss of sleep. Well, now there's a thing that we do here in the state of Georgia that you might not know about in Florida. It's called alcohol. It helps those sleep problems. You drink a little bit, and I guarantee you the sleep comes. all of a sudden your eyes get really heavy and you're just like, oh, shit. I don't know what you're doing about this, but I will tell you that she put a grumpy on my bed. Wherefore, plaintiff demands judgment against defendants for compensatory and punitive damages, together with costs, interest, and other further relief this court deems. Well, there's a conspiracy. Ooh, now we get to the good part. Ooh, the conspiracy. By reference, all proceedings, defendants, in concert with one another, knowingly, willfully, and intentionally participate in a common scheme designed to defame, harass, and inflict emotional distress on plaintiff. Really? Do you think the people schemed? Or did they just notice you were silly? As described above, they communicated, coordinated, acted together, and in furtherance of their shared objective. But not limited to the publication, dissemination of false defamatory statements. Dissemination? Are these false? Are really? I don't know. Is this false? Public reprimand is appropriate when a lawyer is negligent in either determining whether statements or documents are false. I'm just saying, violations of other duties owned as a professional, false statements, fraud, misrepresentation. I don't know. Is it that people just all of a sudden, they got out there and they said, who is this person? Well, they seem very special to me. I mean, they do have some gear. We need, I think I know what we need right here. I know exactly what we need. We need to have a little me, because I look so special whenever I do this. Right. I'm cute, right? Encourage others to join in their conduct through YouTube, the Facebook, and other social media platforms. Well, in furtherance of this here conspiracy. So special, isn't it? Have you ever known a 3-year-old with a beard like this? Defendants each took overt acts to accomplish their unlawful objectives, including but not limited to solicitation of donations based on falsehoods and active participation in group harassment and shaming. Well, you can't shame me because, I'm special. So special. I'm so special, so happy, and so special today. The baby. Oh, come on. Aren't I a cute little baby? Look at that pretty little face. Aren't I special? Come on, you admit it. I'm cute. Okay, I'll stop with the how about this? Well, whenever I was a young whippersnapper, I used to dance around naked on the weekends. Have a milk mustache and a beard. I know, isn't that funny? Come on. Here, I got one for Megan. She'll like this one. Look at that. Aren't I cute now? Makes me okay, that was somewhat scary. Come on. What? I don't know if I have the Muppet one here. No, that's not Muppet enough. Oh yes. How are you, my love? Come to daddy. Not too much fun. Conspiracy and overt acts in furtherance thereof. Plaintiff has suffered damages. Well, she wants a jury trial now. But something you have to keep in mind is to get an actual judge to allow this. Is you have to be in good standing as far as filings go. So chances are the judge will look at this, and like some of her other lawsuits, will probably just go, you know what? I'm going to throw this out because there's no relief that can be determined in this. This is a frivolous lawsuit, like as frivolous as you can possibly get with lawsuits, because it doesn't mention anything. I mean, it mentions briefly. If you look at who's involved in this, you've got, so how has Jeremy Hales done anything to her? Not that I know of. What has Elephant Shoe done? Nothing. Martha George, aka George Hales, just by mere existence. And then John Doe, okay, aka Ray Hip, Ray Gun Hip. I know, he's a sec. I got to get the Ray Gun Hip look here. I know that I saw that guy, Ray Gun Hip. Now, back in my day, whenever Ray Gun Hip was there, you have to remember he had like these really, really like oblong shaped head. And it was really massive. It was scary. So you had to be careful of that guy. I don't know, but I know what you guys came for, and I'm about to deliver it, because there's only one way to do it, and you know what's going to happen.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
An open letter to Legally Lips. Thank you, Megan. That's a beautiful name. Botox, lies, and legal delusion. Dear Lips McGee, the Muppet that screams in the ether like an old fart, but much smellier. I think I need a special kind of for this one, because I don't have my regular helmet, so I must go Chrome Dome on this. Let's stop pretending this lawsuit is about clearing your name. It's not. It's about silencing criticism, masking vanity with litigation, and using the court system as a personal shield against the very public consequences of your own choices. I've got a better look for this. It's this one here. You claim to be a neutral figure, an innocent woman who simply asked a few questions. Gave a couple of interviews and now finds herself the helpless victim of an online mob, but the reality is far less romantic and more pathetic. You inserted yourself quite loudly into a public controversy, climbed aboard the anti-what the hell circus, and now you're weeping into the middle of a 3-ring courtroom because the spotlight you begged for isn't flattering you the way you imagined it would. You say that you're not a public figure. Well, that's rich. That's, though not nearly enough as rich as the injectable cocktail you've been marinating in for the better part of a decade. It's so sad. I couldn't help it. I gotta do it. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I knew you guys would get a kick out of that. You have a public YouTube presence. You appeared alongside known defendants in a lawsuit you clearly knew was ongoing. You contacted journalists to balance the coverage, and you put yourself on camera giving legal commentary while simultaneously claiming you're just a simple housewife helping your husband draft pleadings. Leslie, you can't claim legal naivety while signing court documents with Escuela retired under your name. That's not how this works. You're not a rookie. You're just reckless. And let's talk about that Escuela retired. You parade it like it's a noble badge of honor, a dignified retirement after decades of noble service. But the truth is, You didn't retire from law so much as you retreated from discipline. You left the field not with a standing ovation, but with a looming shadow of disbarment nipping at your heels. And that's not retirement. That's a preemptive bailout. And now, when people point out the very real and public records indicating exactly that you all of a sudden cry defamation, like someone kicked over your Botox card, you accuse people of mocking your appearance. Well, let's be clear, there's absolutely no rule, legal or moral, that says the public has to pretend your face hasn't been pulled, puffed, stretched, and reinflated more times than your credibility. You went to war with YouTubers armed with live streams and thumbnails, and you came in swinging with a forehead that hasn't moved since the Bush administration, lips so overfilled they could double as flotation devices in the event of a deposition emergency. If you don't want people to notice the mask, maybe stop charging every screen, wearing it like a costume. You accuse of Jeremy and George and Ray Hip, whoever the hell that is, and a choir of Joe and John Dayton Does of conspiracy to emotionally destroy you. Well, cry me a JPEG. You're offended because he used thumbnails? Welcome to 2025. That's like suing someone for a meme. YouTube creators use thumbnails for attention, something you clearly crave while pretending you don't. Maybe don't participate in public discourse if your skin is thinner than your legal reasoning. No, Leslie, they didn't conspire. They reacted to you, to your decisions, to your actions. You're not the target of a coordinated hit. You're the walking embodiment of play stupid games and win stupid prizes. The moment you attached yourself to the legal opposition of a high-profile social media figure, broadcast your involvement to the internet, you became part of the story. You don't get to parachute into controversy and then land in the middle of a digital battlefield, then beg the court to keep anyone from firing back. Moron. Your complaint was full of legal fluff, emotional projection, and transparent attempts to reframe public backlash as an organized persecution. You complain about being mocked on Facebook, being called irrelevant on YouTube comments, and having people speculate about your motives. What exactly did you think was going to happen, stupid? Did you imagine people would throw you a parade for jumping into someone else's lawsuit like you were auditioning for a courtroom spinoff? Your emotional distress claim reads less like a serious tort, more like a bad Yelp review of the internet. Leslie, you might want to Google how the First Amendment works before you start swinging at satire-protected speech. Retractions don't come from tantrums. They come from actual evidence of malice and falsity. Not you whining because someone called you out for stepping in front of a moving trade labeled YouTube drama. Let's talk about that motion to seal the case here. That's perhaps the most ridiculous part of this entire fiasco. You want to sue people in public for making public statements about you, but you want the entire legal proceeding hidden from the same public? You want to be the plaintiff and censor at the same time. Well, that's not cowardice. It's not justice. It's just cowardice. That's the legal equivalent of showing up to a boxing match and asking the referee to blindfold the audience so no one sees you get your ass knocked the fuck out. You want to steal a case, a public payout, legal equivalent of duct taping everyone's mouth shut while you keep talking. You think you're some righteous crusader? You're just another coward with a keyboard and a fragile ego looking for a courtroom to validate your own victim complex. You want retractions, damages, silence, sealed records, and sympathy. What you deserve is a mirror. You've confused embarrassment with injustice, public mockery with defamation, and consequences with oppression. This isn't about your name. It's about your stupid ego. You're not trying to defend your character. You're trying to weaponize the law to prop up a narrative that's cracking under the weight of your own contradictions. You don't get to launch public smear campaign, collab with disgraced figures, and appear on YouTube shows run by lawsuit defendants and then pretend you're the one being persecuted. You're not the first disgraced attorney to come out swinging with a frivolous defamation claim, and you won't be the last. You might be the one with the most hilariously unaware. You filed this mess with your name on your face plastered all over you, your lips, and your fingerprints all over the very platform you now am. You asked to be in the spotlight. You are now screaming for curtains. Exit stage left. The only thing worse than this lawsuit is the delusion that birthed it. You are not entitled to a sealed courtroom just because public accountability made you uncomfortable. You don't get to insult, instigate, and then insulate yourselves. And most of all, you don't get to demand that others stop laughing at your silly ass whenever you're the one delivering the punchline. So go ahead, keep filing, keep threatening, keep inflating both your legal arguments and your cheekbones. But don't you dare pretend this is about truth, justice, or dignity. This is about vanity. It's clearer than whatever your last surgeon left you with. You wanted the court, you got it. You wanted the public's attention. Consider this your standing ovation. Welcome to the very public consequences of the very public choices. Sincerely, Shizzy Wisnet. You're a friendly neighborhood dumbass. You know, just a guy with no law license, no Botox, and somehow still a better grip on the First Amendment than you. I'm just a software YouTube idiot with Velcro shoes. No fillers. And I'm definitely now at it in. Go daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
Bad sound. Oh, sorry. Do over. Sorry, sir. You have to do that again. What happened to the sound? What happened to the sound? No music? Cut your mic? Oh no. Is my mic still bad? The music cut my mic? Oh, that's not good. We can't have that. Oh, I'll turn the music off. The do-over the music started. Somebody said that it sounded fine. The mic is fine when the music is off. Everybody was saying it was fine. Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll send her an invite. See if it works. I think I know what the problem might be. Let me show you here. Well, hell, Megan, you've got like a standing invite. Just go back and pull up the last invite I sent you. You've got it. It hasn't changed. It doesn't ever change. You're gonna make me work for this, aren't you? Oh yeah. Did it? What would work better? Let me see here. Let's see if I can find it. I will send it to you because I'm so. God bless. Yes, that is correct. Here we go. And I think I've got it. Talk on it. Why? See, the internet, it hates me. The interwebs hates me. There we go. There we go. He's not using his normal sound stuff. That is true. Megan has too many tabs open. I can believe that. It was cutting out for you too. Join? Okay. I will redo this just for you guys. Okay? You ready? All right. I'll do it this time with no music. Just a straight out read. Okay? So you got to bear with me, because I don't want to have to go and edit it afterwards. I'm looking dapper in this work trip. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So So did you like the baby face? Is that the one you wanted, or do you want the bald one? Or how about the teary eyes, or just like this? They're like, Megan, you can do it. You can do it, Megan. You can do it, Megan. You know you want to. You know it feels really good whenever you come on here. All nice and moist. Ah, yes. It cut out for you too. You're not alone there. All right. All right. All right. Let me see. I think maybe my settings of my mic might be bad. Maybe why. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do a straight read. That's what I'll have to do. I'll have to do a straight read. I can't help it. It's the music. It's the music. All right, here we go. Calm down, relax. It's coming.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
An open letter to Legally Lips. Botox lies in legal delusion. Dear Lips McGee, the Muppet that screams in the ether like an old fart, but smellier. Let's stop pretending this lawsuit is about clearing your name. It's not. It's about silencing criticism, masking vanity with litigation, and using the court system as a personal shield against the very public consequences of your own choices. You claim to be a neutral figure, an innocent woman who simply asked a few questions, gave a couple of interviews, and now finds herself the helpless victim of an online mob. But the reality is far less romantic and far more pathetic. You inserted yourself quite loudly into a public controversy. You climbed aboard the anti-what the hell circus, and now you're weeping in the middle of a 3-ring courtroom because the spotlight you begged for isn't flattering you the way that you imagined it would. You say you're not a public figure. Well, and that's rich, though not nearly as rich as the injectable cocktail you've been marinating in for the better part of a decade. You have public YouTube presence. You appeared alongside known defendants in a lawsuit you clearly knew was ongoing. You contacted journalists to balance the coverage, and you put yourself on camera giving legal commentary and advice while simultaneously claiming you're just a simple housewife helping your husband draft pleadings. Leslie, you can't claim legal naivety while signing court documents with Escuela retired under your name. That's not how this works. You're not a rookie. You're just reckless. Let's talk about that Escuela retired permanently. You parade it like it's a noble badge of honor, a dignified retirement after decades of noble service. But the truth is, you didn't retire from law so much as you retreated from discipline. You left the field not with a standing ovation, but with the looming shadow of disbarment nipping at your heels. Court evidence is there. That's not retirement. That's a preemptive bailout. Now when people point out the very real and very public records indicating exactly that, you start crying defamation, like someone kicked over your Botox cart. You accuse people of mocking your appearance. Well, let's be clear. There's absolutely no rule, legal or moral, that says the public has to pretend your face hasn't been pulled, puffed, stretched, and reinflated more times than your credibility. You went to war with YouTubers armed with live streams and thumbnails, and you came in swinging with a forehead that hasn't moved since the Bush administration and lips so overfilled they could double as flotation devices in the event of a deposition emergency. If you don't want people to notice the mask, maybe stop charging into every screen wearing it like a costume. You accuse Jeremy and George, Ray Hip, whoever the hell that is, and acquire John and Jane Doe's of conspiring to emotionally destroy you. Cry me a JPEG. You're offended because he used thumbnails. Welcome to 2025. That's like suing someone for a meme. YouTube creators use thumbnails for attention, something you clearly crave. Even while pretending you don't. Maybe don't participate in public discourse if your skin is thinner than your legal reasoning. No, Leslie, they didn't conspire. They reacted to you, to your decisions, to your delusions, to your actions. You're not the target of a coordinated hit. You're the walking embodiment of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The moment you attached yourself to the legal opposition of a high-profile social media figure and broadcasted your involvement to the internet, you became part of the story. You don't get to parachute into controversy, land in the middle of a digital battlefield, and then beg the court to keep from firing back. Your complaint is full of legal fluff, emotional projection, and transparent attempts to reframe public backlash as organized persecution. You complain about being mocked on Facebook, being called irrelevant in YouTube comments, and have people speculate about your motives. What exactly did you think was going to happen, idiot? Did you imagine people would throw you a parade for jumping into someone else's lawsuit like you were auditioning for a courtroom spinoff? Your emotional distress claim reads less like a serious tort, more like a bad Yelp review of the internet. Leslie, you might want to Google how the First Amendment works before you start swinging it at satire and protected speech. Retractions don't come from tantrums. They come from actual evidence of malice and falsity. Not you whining because someone called you for stepping in front of a moving train labeled YouTube drama. Let's talk about your motion to seal the case. That's perhaps the most ridiculous part of this entire fiasco. You want to sue people in public for making public statements about you, but you want the entire legal proceeding hidden from the same public. You want to be the plaintiff and the censor at the same time, and that's not justice, that's just cowardice. That's the legal equivalent of showing up to a boxing match and asking the referee to blindfold the audience so when no one sees you get your ass knocked the fuck out. You wanted a sealed case, a public payout, the legal equivalent of duct taping everyone's mouth shut while you keep talking? Do you think you're some righteous crusader? You think you're just another coward with a keyboard, fragile ego, looking for a courtroom to validate your victim complex. You want retractions, damages, silence, sealed records, and sympathy? What you deserve is a mirror. You've confused embarrassment with injustice, public mockery with defamation, and consequences with oppression. This isn't about your name, it's about your sorry-ass ego. You're not trying to defend your character because you didn't have any. You're trying to weaponize the law to prop up a narrative that's cracking under the weight of your own contradictions, fat ass. You don't get to launch a public smear campaign, collab with disgraced figures, and appear on YouTube shows run by lawsuit defendants and then pretend you're the one being persecuted. You're not the first disgraced attorney to come out swinging with a frivolous defamation claim, and you damn well won't be the last. But you might be the one that's most hilariously self-unaware. You filed this mess with your name on it, your face on it, and your fingerprints all over every platform that you now condemn. You asked to be in the spotlight. Now you're screaming for curtains. Well, the only thing worse than this lawsuit is the delusion that birthed it. You're not entitled to a sealed courtroom just because public accountability made you uncomfortable. You don't get to insult instigate and then insulate yourself. And most of all, you don't get to demand that others stop laughing when you're the one delivering the punchline. So go ahead, keep filing, keep threatening, keep inflating both your legal arguments and your lips. But don't you dare pretend this is about truth, justice, or dignity, because you don't have any left. This is about vanity, and everyone sees it clearer than whatever your last surgeon left you with. You wanted the court. Now you got it. You wanted the public's attention. Consider this your standing ovation. You welcome to the very, very public consequences of your very, very public choices. Sincerely, Shizzy Wiznut, your friendly neighborhood dumbass. You know, just a guy with no law license, no Botox, and somehow still a better grip on the First Amendment than you. Just a soft-brained YouTube idiot with Velcro shoes. And definitely your mother effing daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
Oh yeah, that better. That better. I think that got Megan like a little worked up there. She was so anxious. She said she couldn't handle it. Oh, much more chill. Oh, thank you. No, well, thank you, old lady. I appreciate it. No, and here's the thing. If you look at her legal filing on this, and you actually parse it apart, you go, what the hell was she thinking? But hey, you know, we're all doomed at our own failures. I guarantee you, it's going to be an interesting one. Well, you don't want me dropping my microphone because then it won't work anymore. That would suck. But anyhow, I do have to get some rest. I have a long day ahead of me. I'll probably be up at the wee hours of the morning because I forgot the electrician's supposed to be showing up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh no, is she live again? She texted me. Oh, hello, Mr. Shoot from the hip all over her face. How you doing? Good to see you, brother. Oh, why is she texting you? I don't understand. You know, why must people be feeling this desperate urge? It's an uncontrollable urge. They've just got them all over the place. I don't understand those uncontrollable urges that they have to get all upset and freaked out over crap. God forbid if they ever you know came to the realization that they have become the laughing stock. Do you think they'll ever come to that realization, Jay? I don't know. No, I'm not important. Don't you know, Megan? I'm not important. See, they don't come after me. It's glorious because they know what I would do with it. You know exactly what I would do with it. No, they don't send me emails. I'm not important. I'm not special like them. You get some rest. Yes. Jay, please go watch so we don't have to. Good night, Gordon. Good night. Check your email. No, see, Megan, they don't bother me. They don't harass me because I dig up too much on them already. That's the trick. I have all the goods on them. No, actually, tomorrow I've got to work on something that somebody asked me. They were like, "Hey, can you fix this for me?" Hey, doctor told me that I was important, so I dress important. I know the doctor told me I was important, so I dress important. Can't you tell by my green shirt? Makes me look important, doesn't it? I love it. I love it. I think it's wonderful because I get to write wonderful letters. Now she's going to law enforcement tomorrow. These people are a joke. Well, they can do that. Legally Lip just said she's reporting everyone who supports Jeremy to law enforcement tomorrow. Cry me a river. Bye, Karen. Actually, I think I met someone like her today. Yeah. I was trying to have a conversation, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was very confused. Something about joining her church, and then she babbled for like 10 minutes and then purple, blue, orange things were like creatures. And I said that the world is not, you want to go to my church? I mean, the conversation was very one-sided and very confusing. So I can only picture that maybe that's what it was. Lips is upset that someone made a Facebook page in her name. But they call it Legally Lips. That's funny. That's funny. She's complaining and planning on getting felony charges filed tomorrow because she believes Jeremy created a false her Facebook page. False her? False. I mean, okay, why would anybody, let alone Jeremy, why would Jeremy have time to do that? I guess she doesn't know what work is like. She's friends with Paint Chip. That's all anyone needs to know. Well, it was a long time, and praise them. I mean, just saying, there are some, of course, blame Jeremy. Why wouldn't you blame Jeremy? Yeah. I mean, that's so true. Anyhow, I will fire this thing off and end it in a glorious fashion. Thank you guys so much for coming by just for a beautiful one. It will be a huge case. An huge case. Shout out to our lurkers. Thanks for being here too. Most definitely. I got to get this set up where I can send you guys off to somewhere, and I better do it now or else I'll forget about it, and then I won't send you off to go see the next person that's on. I guarantee you it'll probably be somebody that has nothing to do with the case whatsoever, because nobody else is streaming that I know of. But I don't know. I'll look and see here what we got going on. I hate when that comes up. Let's see here. We send you guys who is on right now. Well, it looks like my good friend, the expert, is on. He's got some legal advice for you. So show him some love. He doesn't give legal advice, but he's talking about the same thing. Special. I think you're going to love it. Everybody have a wonderful night, and throw a bunch of bacon up in the chat, and orange hearts. Orange hearts. He loves orange hearts. Show him lots of orange hearts. And good night. Have a
Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh, right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy. Yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy. Take your pick. I'm ruminating your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy. It's what you mean. Why you chase the crust and I take the lead. Living rent-free. That's my name. Go ahead, say it. Put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old. Well, here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains. Why you're stuck with the lies? You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight. Now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants. Stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling. but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Are you still here?